decay.
Using my
Pretending.
my hands.
Yeah, I was just pretending like I was dumping
that was
water.
great.
So he actually dumped his in the water and then put them in my bag.
Okay.
And then, yeah, the Angry Bird racetrack.
Yeah.
He loves that. Okay. And so what I did to get him me to be part of his activity, I sat on the end and spread my legs out at the end of the track. So when he sent the bird down to me, it came this way, and then I just turned around and zoomed it back up the track to him. And he put a big smile on his face. And then we kept doing it back and forth.
That's awesome.
Well, Friday we did the same thing, but this time I started counting. And so I said, to get a response from him, and so I said, okay, zoom, zoom, number 1, and then he'd go, zoom, zoom, number 2.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he went all the way up to 40.
Wow, that is awesome. The longest interaction.
Yeah, we did, like if it would crash, I would say, oh, he crashed, got to do it again, and I'd go pick it up. And he didn't back off, he didn't get up, and try to take the car away from me. If it stopped in the middle of the track, he waited for me to get it and send it, and he lay sideways, and he's going like this, I thought that's what he was doing. Here it comes, And he did it for, for 40, I just had to put my legs out in the track, coming through here. Then I go, zoom, zoom, okay, here comes engine number 35.
Awesome. So that's something, I've done some of that a little bit, but I'm always like, I don't want him to hate me, keep playing with me. And sometimes he was just like, I've never had that long interaction.
But it was repetitious, but he made me part.
Yeah, so that is an interaction. That's actually
interaction.
He was looking at you and everything.
Yeah.
So, and he was talking, so he was almost like your guys were having a little,
Right. We were having a little playtime.
Yeah.
Little playtime.
Pretty cool.
And then the airplane thing, where he just, watched the airplane, and I just kind of, he had his face up against the glass, and I just put my face up against the glass, and he goes, there comes an airplane, and I say, it's huge! And he looked at me, and he goes, it's huge!
That's awesome.
Yes, he was
I know, huge. Okay, that is awesome. So see how we're contributing to his vocabulary?
Yeah, and then the next time, though, maybe he picked up on that when I said it's huge. He goes, it's orange! Yeah, Southwest Airlines orders over the orange.
We're going to have to move a little faster so we can...
Okay, I'm done with mine.
Okay. Gabby.
Once he was playing with the cars on the wall, and I was like, okay, should I just go and play on the wall too, because I wasn't very sure to play with him.
Oh, yeah.
So I would just try to keep playing with him, and he would always play with the tracks, and sometimes I just can't pretend with the tracks. So I would whenever the car flipped or did some cool thing, I would just go, awesome, that was awesome, do it again. And then he would just go and do it again. And once he was playing with the Angry Birds, and he would always come and run and get it. So I started getting the car, and I put my face, I actually leaned down and put my eye through the holes and set it back. Yeah. And he would do the same. He would look through the thing and just wait for me. And he would wait for me to actually send the car back up. But I was just laying on the floor and looking through the holes, and he would do the same thing. It was awesome.
So he is paying attention.
Yeah.
That's good. He's looking.
The books, it's hard for me, because I was so amazed by him reading. I was like,
read more.
How are you to read to me, not like me reading? So whenever he was done with the book, he would throw the book at me. But I had a book with me, so I just grabbed my book and I threw it at him. So he actually, we start playing like 4 or 5 times where he would throw at me, I would throw at him. He would throw at me, I would throw at him.
Good.
And then he was just like, okay, I'm done with that. So he would still throw me back. He was looking and he would just go and get a different book and play with the book or just go do some other activity.
Okay.
That's funny.
Yeah. That's all I have.
Okay. Yeah.
This was on, which number was this?
The first stage is stage 1, exclusive or repetitious activities.
Well, like I said, the racetrack I had the best luck with. I would do the Angry Bird racetrack. That was how I was probably able to get through the best interactions. But he'd be doing the water track, and I'd be doing the Angry Bird track. And then I make sure to do a lot of play-by-play. About what I'm doing, and racer's ready. And then what I noticed what he was doing was he started to time his release of his car with as I'm doing it. Like putting it in, want to make sure he does it at the same time. Then if he's falling behind, you can really see the scurry. You got to pour the water in real quick.
Anything else?
No, that's what I mean.
Okay.
I have the one we did at Play-Doh, where we did Play-Doh inside the window. That was like the second session too. He was the little doggy thing.
Oh yeah, that was cute. Although I took it out.
The little doggy.
You're trying to eat it.
Yeah. He wanted to eat it, but then when we feel it out, the little doggy, and then he started pressuring. He asked me to help him.
It's hard to push.
Because it's hard to push. So when the thing came out, I'm like, cool. And then he did it again because he's like, yeah, there's enough here for more of his song. And then he did it again. So that was kind of a repetition. You guys have mentioned all of them again. The airplane, the car. Here when we were playing the day of the airplane, so we were playing the bingo thing.
Oh, the spelling bingo.
The spelling bingo. So he would go, if the plane would come, he would go look at the plane and then come back and join me and start giving me the letters, and like he wouldn't, you know what I mean? It wasn't totally like calling his attention. He kept coming back to what we were doing.
And I think that's what any 4-year-old would do. They would run to the window and look at the airplane.
With the spelling, just on that game, one thing I noticed that he likes to do is I'll create like a word, like a 4-letter word, and then I'll just keep pushing all the other letters into place of like the first letter or something. If he'll sound them all out, tack, whack, zack, cack, lack.
We haven't played that game.
But he says them all. Doesn't matter, even if they're not real words. He spells it out. You can see that he,
Okay, yeah, and the other thing is that you have it has like a card that has the words.
Yeah.
And then you have the little letters, and so I spread the letters out, and I kind of guide my finger towards the word that it is, like the letter. And then he's like, well, so where is the 8? And then maybe ask him 1 or 2 twice, and then he goes and finds it, and he's here. And then he goes and comes and puts it in a little thing.
The dot, that's the dot.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, he does the whole thing now.
Well, Friday he wanted to play it, and I took it down, but that was the day he wasn't feeling very good.
Right.
And we had a slow start, that morning, so he got the little yellow things there. He was kind of scooping them up and stuff like that, but he didn't really have it. Interest in it.
Okay. You have anything else?
No.
Okay. I'll move on to section 2, which is eye contact expression sharing. You guys are sharing a lot of actually expressions that he has been making. I think that he's doing that more because you are being very animated. And he's not maybe doing as much for me because I haven't been that animated.
Can you get me something to drink? Some water.
So that is cool. So I wrote, he's talking a ton, but I'm getting very little eye contact from him. So I've been trying to sit across from him and getting at eye level as much as I can, celebrating when he looks. But I think that it's probably what's happening is that I am just not being as animated as I could be. And that's how he's like. whatever you just you know. So I have a little video for us to watch in the end. As I talked about the 3 E's and, you know, some ideas of how we can be, like when you were saying, so long, you know, these with intonation. So that's probably more of what I need to be doing to get the energy up. So maybe he'll be looking more. So that's what I'm going to be trying in March.
That does work real well for me too. I do accents and stuff. Like with the pirate ship. I was a pirate most of that hour.
Oh, really?
With everything, you know. And he just kind of like, you know.
And it seems like
who is that?
different facial expressions from him, because I get like the sweetest smiles, but I don't get a whole lot of different. You know, challenges that I'm having, pushes me away, turns his back a lot to me, doesn't want to let me play with his toys, takes everything away from me. So I've been just letting him, you know, and it's, as I said, if I don't have anything to join with, I just pretend and I make my own noises, and sometimes if I have paper, I'll draw my own tracks and use my fingers or my hands. Leo does crack up when I celebrate when he looks at me. So I've been trying to expand on it. So joining him, or if we have anything, so like he likes to play Eat Me for Breakfast. So I will pretend I was eating for breakfast, and then in the middle of it, I'll go, I have an idea. You are my chocolate donut. You know, and then I thought, I have an idea. You are my, and that really gets me going. And it gets him going. That's how I got him to ask me for some hugs. So I've been trying to just expand on anything he gives me. You know, just like any story, I just try to be creative and build on it. And I feel like that gives him extra words, and that gives them, it keeps us engaged for longer. Even if I don't get the eye contact, you still will talk to me. You know? So that's me. You can go next. That's section 2 on eye contact and communication.
I've got down here, he takes my hand and he wants me to sit down so he can sit on my lap. And so, you know, I tell him how I love to be close to him.
Aww.
You know, and he kind of, you know, looks at me, you know, real sweetly, you know, like that. And I tell him, I say, do you want to get up or do you want to snuggle? Do you want to snuggle or do you want to get up? You know, I kind of move the words around. So the last thing that he's hearing is not the same word. You know, and he said, snuggle. And he'll look up at me. So that's been working, and of course, because I'm his grandma, I always tell him, Mimi loves you, Leo. You know, I love you so much, and then he just kind of snuggles up. So that, I think it's real good nonverbal communication.
Oh, yeah.
So I haven't had a challenge with that. And then, let's see, looks with occasional flickers of expression. Okay, he definitely does that when he's talking about the airplanes or his cars. Because like you said, he picks up the cars and he's telling you what their names are, you know, and what they're doing and all that stuff. And so he's looking at you kind of. He might turn your back.
He's history going every time we get in a car.
Yeah.
You really can't follow the story. Pretend that I'm doing the thing. It's so much you can do, you know. It's hard to you've got some imagination going on.
Oh, yeah.
Hard, yes,
sometimes I don't know if he's talking, but I get in my car and I go and talk and say, oh, this is this car and it's this color, and he would change to that.
Then you also look at the car and say, yeah, that might make sense. Who knows what that is?
You know. Well, then, when he was talking about the airplanes, I said, I rushed to the window with him when he thinks he hears an airplane. If he says, there's an airplane and one's not there, I laugh and I say, I can't see one, Leo, where is it, you know? And he just starts, you know, kind of getting giddy and everything. And I say, when one's coming, I tell him, here it comes, it's huge, or it's huge, or it's tiny, you know, and he'll respond, you know, the next time an airplane comes. Maybe it's huge, you know.
So there's some expression.
There's expression. So
okay.
I don't know if I got this down here and I can't remember, I don't know where really I just noticed he was doing less isms since the week before.
Yeah, that would be on session 7.
7, okay.
But Leo can put that on.
That's all I got to do.
Because that's on challenges in new observations. Okay, Gabby?
The car tracks, whenever he was doing something cool, he would look at me and like, where's your reaction? So like whenever or did something, he would like kind of like look like, are you going to say something cool about it? Like, because it flipped or it went out of the way, you know, so he would like just wait for me to say something about it. And then, oh, that was awesome! Come on!
You know, I was trying to do the same thing, and he was kind of telling me no, but then eventually it looks like he would look at me. I was thinking, because he's waiting for it, so he's giving me the green light. With me, he wasn't really, I was just doing it, and then I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing that.
He's just like waiting for you to say something.
Oh, that is awesome. He's doing that for you. That's really cool.
And the smiles, like sometimes you just like kind of smile and I go back. I'm not really sure how to react to that because I try to smile but you're not looking at me.
Yeah. And you can thank him and be, oh, thank you so much for that smile.
And whenever he gets hurt with playing with the tracks, he's trying to put it together, he gets hurt and he puts like this and he looks in like, you're going to ask me if I'm okay?
That is so cool. You're getting so many green lights. That's awesome.
Are you okay?
And then you
you
just go back again.
I guess the key is really to exaggerate, right? Because it seems like when we exaggerate, that's the key.
Whenever you get excited about something, even though it's not what's supposed to do, but it did something, I think that helps him, like, okay, I'm going to try to do it again.
That is so cool.
Yeah. That's all I have.
Okay, Leah?
Well, just for nonverbal, right?
Section 2, number 2.
Yeah. So he takes objects away from me a lot. So he gets in this. It doesn't matter what I pick up. He'll just take it away from me, even if it's not what he was working with. So I'm not sure what he's conveying there, but I usually get around it by I kind of turn into like a dog. And then I kind of go up to him and kind of sniff him, and then he just kind of like, he's on my back, and then he forgets. I don't know what is going through his head, why he doesn't want me to play with anything. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a Lego, could be a track, could be a book. He just.
Now, are you playing with what he's playing, or are you just playing with your own thing?
No, a lot of times I'm joining with things that aren't exact matches, right?
You're pretending something else,
exactly.
and he just got what you're
Yeah, me too.
Because sometimes you can get a good match, right? And sometimes you're just left.
You're like, yeah. Maybe he wants that physical contact. Maybe he wants.
Maybe that's how he does it. He's not playing with toys. Yeah. Because then he'll get on my back, and then he kind of does a reverse hug. That's pretty cool. From the back. So I'll just kind of strut around the room. So.
I think that's probably what he likes, the physical.
Yeah. When I do that, he likes to fix the figure stick, right, the horsey.
Yeah.
And I'll do it in front of the mirror, and we'll go back and forth, and I'll do fast and slow, and I get lost. Yeah. Because he's the only one that I can touch. He's looking or not.
And he pushes me over, too. He'll get the thing, throw it, and he'll shove me. So then I get down to him on 4 and I go to him and sniff it in, and then he'll say, all right, I can't remember what he'll say exactly, but he'll get on my back.
Horsey, maybe?
No, he doesn't say horsey. Because it's like he's still mad when he gets on me at first.
So he's actually mad?
Yeah, he seems angry. And then he squeezes my neck pretty tight. It's pretty, around the neck. And then once I start, he knows I'm not going to throw him off, then he starts playing with me, and then he lightens up and he starts to laugh and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if he's just, like I told you, he has these breakdowns with me, which is weird.
Well, it's in the evening, too, sometimes.
Yeah, I usually work with him. Well, sometimes I work with him in the morning.
Yeah, but I don't know when those, that'd be interesting
to see when that happens.
Yeah, you're right, because that could be just tired.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so maybe when I take that note, you want to write that down, just know if that's happening.
Yeah.
Okay, I have, when there's a lot of like conflict when the new student is tired. See, when he wants to do something new.
Oh, okay, so he looks at you.
He looks at me like, well, I want this. And so he tells me whatever he wants, and then I said, is this what you want? And he's like, well, you give it me. I'm like, okay, fine. So then I give it to him, and he starts doing the activity. In the car, when I had it as, while doing the car, it increases a bit. Sometimes it's hard because of the position over there. So
yeah,
because I was telling you that I would take
the cars over here.
Yeah, he was doing his own thing, and I would take him, and we were like interchanging the cars. That was going, but because of the position, first of all, there's not enough space. And the other, the wooden table, whatever, to play more with the car, because I really don't know, like you guys said, he's got a story for every car, and I don't know what the deal.
So so I make up my own story.
So you're right, okay.
And what I'll do is I'll put like this over here, squeeze and I'll get a chair, one of these little benches, and even if I don't have enough space, I'll just pretend that's my track, and then I'll say, in this car, I know why he does that, because he watches his videos, where they talk about every single car and all this. So I pretend that I am showcasing the car, so this car is this, and I go like, I try not to interrupt him,
whatever he's
doing. To not try to really get his attention, but at the same time just joining because he's paying attention to me. So that seems to at least I'm being with him. Correct. And we're doing the same thing. Because sometimes it's like we have all these goals to do, but we got to think about. The most important thing is that supposed to be there for him, to just be present and in the moment and just enjoy it.
Well, when he looks like he's getting a little tired with me, I don't know if this is right or not, because then I'll say to him, Leo, what should we do next? And then he just looks at me, and then, because we're having more green light, I don't wait for him to start, like he's just kind of hanging around,
Well, if you're getting green light.
And I'll say, what do we do next, Leo? And then he'll go, and he'll start looking up at the thing, and then all right, come over here, and we're going to the bathroom and play with the
There's two times where you can do that. The one time is, of course, if you're trying to leave the room.
Yeah.
Or you can go, what should we do? And then the other time is, the order is always eye contact and green light, then you can.
Yeah, he's just kind of hanging around, look at me once in a while, and then look up there, and I'll say, what should we do next?
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, we're talking about eye contact. The mirror, I think, is great. If he will look into the mirror much more easily
than he will look you face to face. Correct.
Yeah. So for much longer period of time.
He likes looking at himself, though. He likes looking at himself.
He likes looking at himself.
He likes looking at himself a lot.
I make faces when we're in the mirror. He looks at me a lot. Like, I put my tongue out and
if you ask him to make faces with you, he will.
Oh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did this with my tongue. And he's trying to learn our and he loves it.
Oh, that would be good. I'm going to make it. That's all I have.
Okay. So moving on to nonverbal communication B. Let's see, there's A. This is expressive sharing. I think that is there anything that you guys wrote over here? A guy had smiles when he looked at me.
Leaning on us, sitting on our laps, smiling, asking for tissue.
Okay.
He asked me for it because he has to. So sometimes I need help. I need help.
Oh yeah, I need help. He would say, "Do you need help?" And now he's finally saying,
I need help. I need help. He says that a lot.
Yeah, well, sometimes he points at the game, and I pretend I can't see the game. So where is it? Is it this one? So I went to a complete different game.
No, you don't.
That is awesome.
And then I was like, is it this one? And then he was like, okay. So then I get it's the right game. But first I point to the wrong one, and he kind of looks at me like, you don't understand what I'm talking.
Correct.
I said, grabbing me to look at airplanes, like Community said, sitting in my lap, rubbing against me. When he sits on my lap, I know sometimes he tries to put him in front of me, and sometimes he let me, but most of the time we have to get to a mirror. So I just carry him over to the mirror. And then we'll get more eye contact like that. And then he grabs me and just join him where he is, and then laughing, we'll just laugh together. And that's all I had. Do you have anything?
I've got here, he likes to be close to me. You know, that's nonverbal. You know, he just likes to kind of love up on me and everything. And, what else do I have here? Sitting on my lap. She's in the afternoon after school. I guess that's all I have on that one.
Do you have anything?
No.
Yeah.
That was what the nonverbals that I.
Okay. There's an A and a B, so.
Yeah.
You could have anything on this one. There you go.
Oh, I do have a meeting today.
Okay. So we'll move on to communication, which I put mine on stage 2. And according to his assessment for communication, he's on stage 2. Another thing that he does for nonverbal high fives or I do get some crying and whining when I draw on paper. And he doesn't like that, so he wants me to erase it, but you can't erase it, so he's going to throw a tantrum. That's the only time. But for communication, I think he's doing very good. So, type of language used, animals in the water, help with me, hug with me. His speech is pretty clear to me. I understand it very well. The max that I've gotten with him is, maybe 1.5 loops of conversation, which means he said something, I said something, and then he said something else, so then that's it. Can get the conversation going. This is going to be a goal in the future right now. We have other more pressing things.
Okay.
He requests very well, and he's been commenting a ton, which is huge, because he's only really started commenting sometime. This last September, and then that kind of phased out, and now he's starting to comment on things again. It's mostly requests, I want this, I want that. But now, the plane is huge, so I think that whatever the words we're giving him, he's really understanding.
He's understanding and he's using them.
Yeah, so that's mine.
Well, he told me the other day, he made me press the button. We were in here, because I didn't know how to do it. I did, and I said, I don't know how this works, so I haven't together the right way. I know we're in the bathroom, it involves water.
Yeah, I know. It happened to me too.
Yeah, and I said, I don't know what to do.
But he said basically told me how to do it. I'm like,
he told me,
so he
told me hot water, maybe. And I said, and then it was cold, coming out of the faucet. I needed to run it longer. He goes, cold water, Mimi. And I said, okay. I said, let it run a little bit longer. And then he started to go, hot water, Mimi. So then I was allowed to take it down. Then he got the orange cup, and he said, cold water, Mimi. So he had to put the cold water in it. We had to put everything in its place. Well, I didn't know how it operated. And he goes,
that is awesome.
Press the button.
Under all pressure here.
See, look at how interesting this is, because I know how that check works. So I go automatically, and I go do it everything. Now you don't know.
No.
And he will tell you.
Yes.
And I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
I'm going
explaining to you.
Wow, it's so fun.
Awesome. This is awesome. Awesome.
So anyway, okay, where is it? And I was on my knees, and I've been on my knees for a long time. I was like, I had to reach across to get the button every time. He was so funny.
God, that is great.
oh, that's cute.
So it is just,
I can't remember what name was it, but he could do something. And then when I did, then he worked. I can't remember what it was, but we have the same interaction.
Oh, cool.
Well, I was going to tell you at Colleen's for the birthday party yesterday. when I said I'll come sit down with you while he was eating, and he looked at me and he goes, Leo, Mimi, Papa, and Daddy. Eating. Because we were all sitting together at the table. And he pointed to me and pointed at
everybody.
Yeah. He knew everybody at the table. And he felt the need to say.
Oh, he was talking about that to Bridget and showing her the car.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this a month ago.
Yeah.
Would not happen. Probably.
No.
Anything else?
You're still under
communication.
Communication.
So, clarity of speech?
Yeah, what I just tell him is when I compliment him on when he looks at me and everything, and after a while he'll say, Mimi, thank you for looking at me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you for looking at me.
Because Mimi too, yes.
Thank you for looking at me. And he kind of has a smile, you know.
That is awesome. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay, Gabby.
I think I said your airplane with the cars, and he knows all the cars' names.
I know. I'll ask him for the names.
I actually figured it out.
If you already
Whitey, Pinky.
He's like, Whitey and Blackie. Got those colors on, and Whitey Blackie.
Yeah. But isn't it amazing how he gets the concept?
Yeah, because you can actually tell that he doesn't know that that's just the car's name, because he'll look at a new car and I go, who's this one? Because this one he's been carrying around. It's Silvery! Wait a minute! I thought this was Silvery. Silvery!
Yeah. I've been trying to number them, Silvery number 1, Silvery number 2.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Like the ones that from Cars, he knows all of them, but the ones that has no character really, he just names them, so I thought that was very cool. Just looking at the airplanes and saying like the size and the colors, and I didn't know he was doing that.
I just really am amazed at when he's around other kids.
Oh, really?
I am so amazed because that one night that we took care of Gil and Bridget, and then we had him, he just jumped right in with Gil and Bridget was laying on the couch. They're going to watch a movie, and she had covers on her, and he walks right over to Bridget, and he climbs up on the couch and lays down shoulder to shoulder with it, and then turns his head to watch the movie with her. I mean, to me, that...
You know what he did yesterday? He said, next to Tristan, and he like snuggled in, and he put his arm around him, and he walked in the oven, and
Tristan was a little freaked out. When are you going to hit me?
Where were they at?
By the oven.
By the oven.
By the oven?
They were waiting for the pizza to bake.
Oh, that is horrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I told Tristan it's okay, you know, because I didn't want him to Tristan to give him a hug. Give him a hug from the bottom of the Oh, no.
Because you just said not too long ago, I can't wait, Mom, until they have an interaction.
Oh, yeah. And I was so cute.
Well, they made it about 10 minutes down here by themselves.
Did they?
Yesterday.
Yeah, killing each other.
And you were like, they're down there by themselves now. I don't know, either one's dead or they're getting along.
When I came downstairs with Leo, partway through, I think, Friday, and Tristan wanted to come down the stairs with us, and Leo stops on the stairs and he goes, see you later, Tristan.
Usually he just goes and comes in, but it was nice. See you later. And now Tristan's been saying, bye-bye, Leo. Bye-bye, Leo. He said, bye, Leo.
So how's that, Tristan's reaction to all these attentions that Leo's having? No,
you know, there are different things that Tristan gets that Leo doesn't, and so forth. So, like, you know, I guess you snuggle with Tristan when he's taking his nap sometimes, and I don't do that with Leo. He gets to eat certain things that Leo doesn't get. So, you know, there's like things that Tristan gets and there's things that Leo gets.
And he's only 2.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's definitely.
Kristen really wants him to play with.
Yeah, and that's something that he doesn't get, so.
And 2-year-olds will take whatever they can get. They're very demanding.
Oh,
so you can
Sit down.
Yeah.
Mommy, sit down.
I see.
Well, I noticed that he's very verbal about what he's feeling. You know, like maybe it's from that app.
Too.
So you know, he's talking about how he's sad, or and I don't know. I mean, yeah, he says words where he's talking about frustrated. You know, like with the Legos, he can't get it to do something he wants to do. You know, and the sad is an interesting one because then he'll go, "I'm sad. I want Daddy be sad too." Yeah, and so and then he likes that he comes over and he touches my face. Oh, Daddy's sad.
He likes those expressions that you do when you're sad, happy, frustrated, surprised.
Super. Oh, okay.
Anything else?
No.
Communication?
He does speak simple phrases.
Mm-hmm.
Very clear. He's very clear and understandable. Sometimes the techniques, the games, he's like, I don't know, but
you don't know, yeah.
And maybe we have
You can do what Gabby does. This one?
Yeah. We have had conversations that consist in one loop or more.
I've seen that. I have some videos.
And he continuously communicates what he really wants and he doesn't. So when he needs help, and he's very vocal about what he desires.
Okay.
Sometimes. I've never seen him really talk.
Sometimes he tells me, I need help. I'm like, with what? I need help.
Yeah.
And then eventually he tells me, I need help with the toilet. Yeah. So what do you want me to do with the toilet?
Yes, exactly.
So, just...
You really don't know what he needs help with, but he's asking for some help.
Yeah.
When he
So
comes.
you can ask him, yeah. And then if he doesn't really give it to you, you can give him ideas. How you need help with what? Do you?
Or you can show me.
You do.
Yeah,
Show me.
Show
Show me. Yes.
Cool. All right.
Well, one thing I did want to tell you what he did the other day is, instead of saying yes, I noticed he's starting to say, yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah, that's funny coming out of him.
It is, because that's an expression.
Yes, it's just a regular conversation.
Yeah.
He says, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is awesome. Okay, the next one is number 4, interactive attention span. And so this is counting how many times he's looking at us, how long are the interactions lasting, and I know it is hard because sometimes for the closer to try to count. I try to write it down like this on my sheet.
Yeah, see, I don't have anything on mine.
Yeah, so well for me I had piggyback right, probably get 1. Our goal for eye contact is 1 time every 2 minutes for 3 to 4 seconds at a time. And you guys can turn to the second page on your agenda. So we are at the longest interaction I've ever had with Leo is 6 minutes. The average interaction attention span for me is 1 minute, 2 times per session, which is not ideal, but it's better than nothing. And I probably get an interaction out of him 2 times per session. The activities we do, piggyback ride. I make fun and silly to get that to sustain. So I move fast and slow. I talk like an opera singer, or I shake him. I do all kinds of different things. Reading books. We do have some interaction with that, but it's usually him reading to me.
Yeah.
It's probably 1 session. 1 time per session, 3 minutes maybe. And I just let him read to me, and I hold him in my lap, and we sit in front of the mirror, so that way if I get any eye contact, at least it's easier for him to look at me. Playing instruments, I only got it 1 time. We did instruments, playing and singing, and we probably did that for 3 minutes. And I was really able, with the beat, get really excited.
Did he want to do that activity, or did you just go and get it?
No,
yeah. He asked for it, okay.
Yeah. I always wait for him.
Yeah, because he's never asked for that. But and
I said it was only 1 time. And whenever you're trying to get out of the room or there's snacks, you can always, bring
something down or something?
You can suggest. So you want the instrument?
Mm-hmm.
We can play the drums, and then you can make it appealing.
Okay.
Even for breakfast and pickles, he likes that, wrestling. And that actually is one of the activities that I get the most out of him, you know, because he's really happy. Mm-hmm. And then I try to make it really fun, and that's when he just loves me out. It's really cool. So my average for this has been 1 minute, 2 times per session. The longest interaction session I had was 6 minutes. And the average frequency of interaction per hour is probably once an hour. So those are my numbers.
I need to work on that. I don't know how to. You know what I mean? I'm going to have to bring a little piece of paper.
Okay.
I don't have anything written down, but I just remember that day that he made me sit and watch airplanes with him, and then he was snuggled and everything. Then the interaction that we had, I couldn't get him to get up. He kept wanting to. I kept asking him, going. I bet we were there for almost 15 minutes.
Okay, so you can put that
snuggling.
Yeah. Okay, snuggling.
And talking about airplanes.
Gabby,
I said playing with the hot and cold tracks, we usually play for like 30 minutes and getting water and coming, getting more water and getting more water.
30 minutes, that's pretty good.
So I think it's about 30 minutes that we play, and I just wait for him to like ask me what to do.
Engaged.
He is. He just keeps going. Most of the time he's just going back and getting more water and coming back with more water and just bunking on his cars in the water, and then sometimes he doesn't even want me to push the buttons, like to put the water, and sometimes he's just like, wait, I need to put the water, and he'll wait, and then he was like, ready, set.
Awesome.
And when he was about to say go, he wants me to be with like my finger on the trigger.
Oh, really?
So,
that's awesome.
Yeah. So he actually waits for that.
See, that's why I'm torn about taking the track out or not, because it seems like you get very
We did do that for a long period of time in the bathroom.
Well, I saw you brought another track in today.
Yeah, that was a hit.
It wasn't.
Nope. No, and he still went and got the water.
Oh, he wanted the water.
Yeah,
the water
he was soaking up ours. Okay, Leah?
Just direction and spasm. I think it was just like when he looks at you, and I counted the time that he actually looked at me, and that was my average thing here, so I kind of put the wrong thing.
So what was?
I think I put like 1 second, like I get a lot of 1 second looks and then he'll come back. But I think I got like a 5 second, like he was just looking at me and just like smiling, and then he went back, so I kind of counted that one. So I think I get about a 4 of that.
I think I'm going to make a sheet.
So I
just for that here, and
it's really hard.
So that way, anytime you get it, you
put a mark on it.
You feel like that's a one, and you just put a mark.
I think
it's
that's
very
good.
difficult to keep it. I can't remember. I mean, he looks at me a lot. I honestly do believe.
He just
feel that.
Do a little bit of
he does, like,
and go back to do what he's doing.
Okay.
I did that a lot, but like the longest one that I counted after you told me to start counting was like 5 seconds. And I don't remember what he was doing, but he just. I think it was even with the tracks. He was just like looking at me like waiting for me to press the button, and he kept looking at me and like, are you ready?
Oh, that's awesome.
Go, and then I pressed it, and then again kept going.
Well, the airplane thing with me too, but I think that went on for a long period of time, you know, but I don't think that I think it was, for him it was broken up. For me it was a long interaction, but for him I think it was a group of smaller interactions.
Okay.
So, because you know what he does is he hears the plane, he goes up to the window, I'm there with him, we have a slight back and forth, maybe 2 loops, and then the plane goes, and then he looks away, goes and does something else very briefly, because then the next plane is coming. So then it comes back. So if you look at it just as each one of those, maybe that's 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. So.
Okay.
It's probably the same.
Yeah, that's cool. All right.
I also mentioning the window again. We saw the school box a couple times. And that's probably something I
yeah, he loves
it's orange. And the bus, and so you ask him, what's the color of the bus? And he, it's orange. And the children, look at so you kind of have a conversation with him. I can't really count how many minutes, but I remember I asked him, oh, look at this, and then another box came. So then, did you see 1, 2, there's the story going there.
Oh,
see? And then another thing was the dog. So the dog or some animal walking by, and I'm like, we were waiting for the plane to show up, and he came and what else do I need to... So I'm like, oh, look at the dog, or whatever it was, I can't remember. So we kind of just started, he doesn't seem to be very attracted to animals. But the animal didn't really...
Yeah.
It really didn't got his attention, and I couldn't get anything out of him. But the school boss and the children, the kids when they got off.
Well, he likes buses. He really likes buses.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Yeah, he wasn't impressed with the snow coming down. More snow.
Right. Did they go out on safe? No.
Yeah, they got sick.
That's when they got this.
So we're not.
That's what he got.
They don't have a good enough time to do that.
Yeah. Maybe when they're like 10 years old. Okay. Flexibility, number 5. So I think we kind of touched on this. I try to be helpful and excited, pretending we're a team, like Abby was saying and Mimi was saying, and play with them and just offer. Yeah. Like you're saying, you were with the Angry Bird on one side.
Yeah,
and the
sometimes
other
he
side.
doesn't want it, and you will say like no, and then I just step back, and let him do his thing and pretend I'm doing something else. But if he lets me join him, basically, and then I'll keep playing, but if he's tired of me being there, he would just say no and step back.
Okay. And if he says no, we just back away. Sometimes I'll even wait a few minutes and I might try again. He's been allowing me to get on the block bucket, as I said. He's been allowing me to help him with the trash, putting the water, so he's been doing that consistently for everybody, apparently. He allows us to give input on the airplane, so doesn't usually tell me to stop. I try to keep the energy up, though, because if I'm just going, it seems like he kind of, he goes somewhere else, but it's still, he doesn't let me, he still says a lot of no to me, or stop, or take toys away from me. Which I've just, I've been trying to pick up things that he's not that interested in, and then sometimes I'm a little more daring, so he's playing with a car like you're saying, so I might take some. And this will really help him with the flexibility side, where, if he's playing with another child,
he's sharing.
Okay.
I've got putting Legos together, sharing, and he asked for help, because he said, I need help. So I said, and what I do is, I kind of sit there and I talk through me building something, what I'm doing, that didn't fit, this, and commenting if something doesn't fit or object won't stand up by itself. And this flow of short sentences seems to keep him interested and engaged and close to me. So he's paying attention to what I'm building, even though he's building something too. And if he likes what I build, then he comes over and he'll start driving around. Then he'll leave what he's working on in front of me, so then I just pick it up. We're kind of doing a back and forth, type of thing. But I'm constantly talking to him.
That is good.
And so I think he likes that. He likes that, because I think it helps him form language.
Right. Yes, because he learns in chunks right now. Where he will learn something, not word by word and put them together. He will learn the whole sentence. Eventually.
Well, when the kids were little, and they were like Lola's age, I just kind of put them in a playpen or put them in their bed when I'm cleaning house and say, here I am, I'm cleaning the window, I'm right here, Mommy's here, or Mommy's doing this. I think the more language you throw at them, that sometimes, a third of it will stick. And then they'll surprise you.
More and more now.
It is sticking. It is.
He's understanding so much more.
Yes.
A year ago, he couldn't even do 2-step directions.
Right.
Barely 1-step directions.
Right.
Now
he wants to show you how to do it.
Exactly. So it's been huge.
That's all I have for that.
Gabby?
It's just like the car tracks again. He didn't want me to let go of the water, he just wanted to play the tracks. Because I think Dinosaur was one of the cars where Bernoulli. Actually, whenever you put the water on Bernoulli, he will fall in the water.
Yeah.
I think he kind of figured that out, because whenever he was like playing with one of the cars, he would tell me not to grab the water, or don't play with the water, like, no. And I was ready to do it, he was like, no. So I was like, stepping back and like, okay, I'm not going to do anything, because I think he realized that sometimes the water pushes down, and he was getting down into it, so he's like, you know, I just don't do it. I realized, like, every time with Bernoulli, he would fall into the water. Bernoulli's kind of like, he asked me for help, or let me join him. You know, that's like, okay, whenever he's doing something, he can't get it. I'm dying not to help him because he's struggling. But he doesn't ask him like,
yeah, I know.
And whenever he asks me, that's the hard part, just waiting for him to ask. Because I see he can't do it and he's struggling. Yeah. I'm like, please let me help. Ask for help. And then I go help. And sometimes he just allows me to play with him, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he did that with the racetrack where it was hurting his hand, you know, because he has to push it down. Then he'd kind of rub his hand and kind of look at me, and I say, are you okay? Are you okay? And then he just do it again. And he rub his hand, look at me like, oh, you know, I never said, do you want me to do it? You know, I waited, and he never did say. He kept
You're doing it right, though.
Usually I'm the one pressing the button. He's the one with the cars.
Me too.
I did it with car deals, I don't know.
He asked you, though, for it.
But I didn't know what it was.
That was a statement, well, he does not like somebody else saying, you know, he stop, you know, which I have a hard time with. I don't know, there's something very, because when he says stop, it's like he's got a smile on his face. So he's not like angry, you know, so then I'll sing again, and he'll be like, stop! You know, but then also what I notice when we read, he'll let me read stories sometimes, and now he wants to read certain pages. And so so what I'll do is I'll turn the page and then I'll wait, and then he'll be like, you read the story with me, and that means that he wants me to read. And then when I get to a part that he wants to read, he'll just be like, stop! And then he'll read that page.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's pretty
good. Okay. Teresa, anything?
Yes, for help. I need to sleep a lot.
Oh, he does? He never just sleep for me. Oh, that's cute.
He's always willing to come here to the playroom. He likes to ask for help. One day he had a lost car. He knew it was bad because he couldn't find it. And we couldn't find it, and I looked everywhere, and finally he moved on. I thought he was going to throw a tantrum because he couldn't find the little car. But he moved on, so it was fun.
He handled it.
Repetition is fun. Repetition is always fun for him.
Okay.
And he shows some affection, lean towards me.
Awesome. Okay, so highest areas of motivation: car track, window airplanes, blocks, visually stimulating objects. For me, piggyback ride, although sometimes I can't hold them for very long, so I try to distract them so he doesn't ask for it. And faces in the mirror. Anybody has any others to add?
The books, and he loves cats.
Okay, that's right, counting.
He likes the Lego Blue Box.
Lego Blue Box.
And I thought
he likes the green box with me.
So one of my suggestions was maybe you should get him more Legos.
Okay.
Because he seems like he's getting a little bored with that little blue box. It's kind of like he's gotten this far and he's kind of looking around like he wants to continue, but there's nothing else for him to.
Okay. Okay. You write it down? All right. So now we're going to go over our questions that we had earlier, and then we'll go over the goals and the schedule. Hopefully, we'll try to do it very quick. Okay. So can you kind of go over our discussions that we have, topics for discussion and questions? How to get more eye contact.
Oh, yeah.
So,
you want me to read through them?
well, yeah, we'll go, let me just talk about that one real quick. So, I think the biggest thing is, I'm going to play a video real quick, so let's watch. It's about the 3 E's. Because I think that might make all the difference in this month that's coming up.
Hello, everybody. Hi, everybody.
This is a plus
Happy on Beaches at the Oldest Achievement Center in America, home to the Sunrise Program. And today, this video blog, we're going to share with you the Sunlight Program technique, the 3 E's, which is enthusiasm, energy, and excitement.
It's a lot more excited.
The last blog that we did, we talked about how you can move your body to be dynamic and exciting and fantastic. Here, we're going to be talking about how you can really change and use your voice to be intelligent and exciting and stable. And now I'm silly as a flail. Alright, there's different ways to use your voice. First off, you can sing like diddly-doo-dah, diddly-day. To be or not to be. You can wiggle.
We sung together.
Oh, he never lets us sing with them.
We sung together. I mean, I don't know the words of the song. I don't know.
I didn't know any of the words.
Mary Harley Liam.
Oh.
He knows the song completely. And I don't know the lyrics, but I know how it goes. So I know. And he was singing the lyrics. But I was mimicking the sound. So that was kind of fun. I thought she just reminded me of it.
Okay. So yes, when you feel like it, try to be over the top, and I think the more over the top we are, the more he's going to be looking at us.
Oh yeah.
Any other topics?
You said, you were talking about moving on to next thing too fast.
Yes, so I need suggestions. Because he's moving from one exhibit to the other, and then I'm sitting down just figuring out how to join him, and then he's already moved on to the next thing.
Well, my thing is, how long will you do that for? I mean,
the whole time.
Well, see, I don't know that he would do that the whole time. I think he would land on something, and then you just wait. That
was going to be my suggestion. You just need to chill. Wait.